Hey everyone, sorry late getting on tonight. Get see what messages got here real quick from you guys. Hey Archimedes, hey Autumn, hey Smiley. How's everyone doing? So again, yeah, I apologize about being late. It took me a little bit to get off work and get some food and stuff. And again, I apologize about my voice. When I don't talk for long periods of times, it sounds like I have allergies or I'm sick or something. I don't know why it's doing this. It's weird. And it happens, I guess, if I don't drink enough water or just not talk or some of the stuff happens. But it's been interesting, though, following this case and how closely the police officers are holding information to the vest, I guess you can say. In a way, this kind of reminds me similar of the Delphi, where we're curious if they got DNA or not, and like exactly what do the cops have. I'm curious to find out once they're able to get the mobile cell phones data coming in and what that would tell. So I think that will give a pretty good picture exactly, a pretty good timeline of when everything happened or not. But one thing I will say about Don, and I'll say this voice-sturdily, and I will argue and debate this point, he needs help. This guy really needs some help. Um, Make a long story short, I'm no perfect angel too, and I do have a background um, of it's not as bad as I. Most of my issues was like substance abuse, drinking and abusing drugs and all. And I have DUIs. I have multiple of three on my record. And also, like Don, I'm from the state of Utah. And so it took me a long time to realize, especially I currently live in South Florida now. But during my issues, when I was going through this rehab, it's like Salvation Army. You work at a thrift store and it pays for your therapy and your lodging and everything like that. I was kind of more in the electronics area, so like testing video games, building computers, geeking out that way. But what I'm trying to get to was one day I was frustrated because the two other guys that were supposed to help me didn't. And so I got upset and started blaming them and other people instead of talking about it, or if I screw up, owning up to my responsibilities or my mistakes. And that's kind of where I want to go with this. It seems like Don has blamed everyone under the sun except the aliens and Bigfoot. I'm waiting for him to get Bigfoot. If he does, then me and him are going to have some words or not. But in the long run, yeah, I guess you can call this personally attacking Don or calling him out. But he needs to quit being a pussy. He needs to let his balls drop. Lorena Bobbitt's more of a man, and she's not even mad than he is right now on how he's acting. It's very, very immature on how he's acting. I understand, you're going through a hard time. We all had those, we all dug holes for ourselves and what has happened or not. But there's no need for him to be acting this way. I mean, especially if you got people, you know, coming in for free caring about your daughter enough to look for her, and for people to spend as much time in the man hours that they're using and finances to try to find your daughter, and you're here complaining about, oh, people are attacking me on the internet, no one likes me. Come on, Donald, you're an old man, you still act like a kid. You need some therapy and rehab, buddy. You need some serious mental help. You are losing it. I don't know how Candace is doing at the moment. She seems to be a little bit more functional and alert, doing her interview with Chris McDonald and everybody. But it's just, Donald, it ain't looking good for you, buddy. Um, it's not looking good. You're incriminating yourself pretty bad. And again, my personal opinion, I do believe like it's someone in the family that knows what happened to poor Summer. That girl looked like she was a bundle of joy, no doubt about it. but it's just it. You should be grateful and thanks for people trying to help you and make things better. Not, well, they didn't look this or they should have done this. She was abducted. They don't know. It's very good possibility you're lying, and you know they're just trying to cover all bases. It doesn't really matter what you say or not. You were, according to you, you weren't even there. So how do we know if you were there or not until the phone GPSs and stuff come in? Again, if you want to look at the Doomsday Couple, Chad and Lori Daybell, you know how they found the kids were by pings and GPS and everything. So I don't understand how you think they're not going to find out what you're doing if you are doing something wrong, Don. Why don't you be a man? Why are you not helping people, going to vigils, doing things, and just being honest? Why can't you just be honest? I mean, part of the 12 step is being honest. Being a good, godly Christian person is asking for forgiveness, repenting, and trying to be honest and a better person. As far as I'm concerned, you're a baby Christian. I may be younger than you. Yes, I'm LDS. I grew up in Utah as well, out in the 12 County area. I did a Mormon mission for 2 years up in Seattle, Washington. I had different people telling me I'm going to hell for my faith, throwing beer cans at me, trying to cast out demons, Lord, who knows what. And I just, from what everyone's saying or not, he's just doing this because he's going through a hard time right now or not. Well, I'll give him some credit. It sounds like he started going to church maybe 3 or 4 months prior to what happened to the Seventh-day Adventists. And I don't really think the Seventh-day Adventists have anything to do except, they're trying the best, like helping with the website, um, supporting the family. Their needs the best of their ability as a church can be. It does sound like it's a very good, loving congregation, even though the theology, I believe, is a lot different from theirs. But I believe they truly love Summer and they truly love the Wells and just want to help them. It's, there's nothing wrong with that being part of a church and being accepted by a church and wanting to go. But the thing is, you should worship God regardless if you're having good days or bad days or mild days or not. It doesn't matter. You should always be consistent on remembering Him and being grateful for what He has done for you or the blessings you do have in your life. There's many people that's been in His situations that, why does God hate me or why am I going through this? Well, it's more common than people believe in all of, going through trials, losing someone, going through a difficult time. It's very common. It's just as much common as, life and death is, going through these trials and struggle. If you like to work out, you want to see results, you work out, you start feeling better. Pretty soon you're lifting more weights and you feel better in shape and that. It's just doing you a lot better. I just, it breaks my heart this man should be a leader for his family at the moment instead of being a little boy resorting to issues when he was a kid. He should be out there saying thank you, help, passing out flyers, pictures and stuff, not being, well, I'm being attacked on social media because of my past behavior. Well, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what case. I mean, the other case I was following recently was the Watts. The Watts got attacked quite a bit for what Chris did, and the Rusiks were being attacked for their daughter, and people think Chris is innocent. Even the other case I covered or talked a little bit about is the Darley Routier. There's a lot of people think she's guilty. There's a lot of people that think she's innocent. You're always going to have these divides on inmates and how people think about them or not. It's just how it's going to be. It's, it's what it comes down to is just making good judgments, rational decisions. Real quick, I forgot to mention at the very beginning, but there's a case, I believe the kid's name is Michael Vaughn, out of Fruitland, Idaho. I think he's been missing about 4 to 5 days or not at the moment. If you guys would go check him out, I would greatly appreciate it. Um, it sounds like it's kind of another tragedy, except just in a different location. And I do believe this kid probably could be abducted by what happened. As versus the Wells case, I feel like there was some type of issue or whatever. I believe. Let me back up. I believe everything that Candace says all the way up till they get home, and then Summer goes down to the basement. After that, I feel like she knows what happened and is hiding something. It could be again possible, whatever scenario. Yeah, it could be odd. Where Don said, yeah, the guy working for him didn't work and fired him, and this is the guy's way of taking revenge or not. It just, I don't know. We love for Summer to come home. That's what the most important thing is finding Summer and make sure she's in a safe place. It could go either way. Personally, I don't think she's on this earth anymore, just because how much time and when they haven't found her yet. But again, I could be wrong. You got Elizabeth Smart. She was gone for about 9 months, and then she was returned to her family. But on the other hand, there's the case of Susan Powell from Utah. She's probably still buried out in the high desert somewhere where I grew up at or not. This case could go either way, but the way it's looking right now, in my opinion, being within the first week or not, it's just it's been bad. It hasn't been good. It breaks my heart just how this little girl hasn't been found again. Michael Vaughn and stuff out of Fruitland, Idaho, and where he's been missing or not. I hope they find him soon. The longer things go, it doesn't look good or not. It, I, and again, I'm going to say it's a high probability of a family member doing this just because of what happened and how high. I believe with different cases I looked at, it's usually about 80% someone that knows the kid or related to the kid has hurt the child and done something with the child. And I believe Don really loved his daughter, and also with Candace, but maybe just a bad accident happened, and what to do or not. It just, accidents happen. It's unfortunate, but things do happen. What's important is to be honest now and to get her home. I know it is scary. It is difficult to go to prison or to jail or whatever, and probably possibility the rest of your life. But things aren't looking good for you, Don. I mean, the way you're acting, how crazy you're acting and goofy. It's horrible. It's not looking good at what you're doing. Your wife right now is looking like she's more innocent or put together than what you are, versus the other way. You were taking all the interviews, questions, and everything, and she was quiet. But since the interview with Mike done, and it kind of gives her a different outlook on with her and what's going on with her and not. It's heartbreaking, Don. Stop blaming other people. Get the help that you need. Right now is a perfect time. I don't know whatever gag order or not you're saying about your kids. I think you're full of it and having a lawyer. I don't understand why you didn't have one before with all this stuff going on or not, especially how much time you spent in and out of the justice system. You should know when to talk or not to talk. I believe you're folding, Don. I believe it's catching up to you, and you do have a conscience, and you're hating it. It's not looking good for you, buddy. So just please be honest. Um, you know, if you're truly a Christian, like you say you are, just come forward, tell the truth, repent for the sins or mistakes that you've done. Again, or even, Candace is afraid that you might beat her or not. You do got domestic violence against you. It's she's probably afraid that you'll retaliate against her. And, she very well could be scared too of going to prison or not. It's things happen sometimes. That's true. But yeah, parents being neglectful, that happens quite a bit too. I'm not talking about the clutter and the mess or anything. That could go on either way, what your opinion is as far as like kids or not. I don't believe all addicts, even with their addiction, somehow always find a way to make sure their kids are taken care of and loved. It's just, I just feel like an accident happened. Neither someone within that family is covering that up. Again, Grandma Candy, she's been through this. This isn't her first rodeo. So maybe she learned to be quiet and shut up and just want to get away from everything. And maybe this was bothering her too. People say this is common for her to come up to Wisconsin or spend certain part of the years in different areas of the country. That may be very true. It just, things don't really make sense. There's a lot of inconsistencies with these interviews, timelines, and stories. I don't believe Hunter either. I think he's full of crap. I feel like he's just a young boy with a mental illness, trying to act like a hot shot, getting attention. And, he feels like he's the big man or not. So I can't get mad at him or say a whole lot with a young kid and, wanting to be cool and accepted. And I don't understand too much about the ADHD, except, it's hard for people to focus. But I do believe Don's not an idiot. He's not retarded. He's a very smart man. And even though he may lash out, even though he's hurting or sad or anything like that, it's just, he knows what's right and what's wrong or whatever. But I think once the phone data comes in, it's going to be very telling on what happened and who got hurt or not. It just, again, going back to the Doomsday couple and how they were able to find Tylee and JJ was through the cell phone data. Even now, where we all have cell phones and how well they are, tracking people, all they have to do is, cell dump and eventually, sort through it a little bit. They can create a pretty good timeline. As far as, again, tests and everything, I believe they're just tools on the polygraphs and all. I don't think they're really accurate. It's just a tool in the tool belt for guys to use for the interviews and to help say, yeah, they're lying or not. But again, after following this case since almost the beginning, when they first started searching for her and just hearing all the consistencies, interviews and stuff, again, it's my opinion that Don Wells knows what's up. Something happened. He doesn't want to go to prison, or she doesn't want to go to prison, and they're scared. And obviously, this could be a tactic for the boys, keeping them safe and maybe trying to get some more information out of them or not. It's hard to say. But before you know it, again, Don will probably be blaming aliens or Bigfoot or somebody else. I believe it's getting closer to their being arrest coming, just my personal opinion. But Don needs to buck up, start acting like a father, a husband, and being a good leader. That's great, again, if he's going to church. But again, I hope it's for the right reasons, because he loves God and Jesus or whatever, and not because he's going through turmoil at the moment. He needs to do it for the right reasons. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I get in a hole or something. I pray and ask God to help me or not. It's just, that's what we do. But one thing I'll never do is blame him or like, why me or not. There's obviously a reason. And a lot of it has to do with choices that we make. I believe Don has made a lot of bad choices. And Candace has made a lot of bad choices, and that's part of addiction and insanity, going through that stupid cycle again. Like even with, say, prison, the revolving door. You get caught with drugs, you get dry, you feel good. You get back out, you get caught again, you're thrown back in the slammer for so long, and pretty soon, before you know it, you'll be used to being in prison. It'll be like your second home or not. I just, I don't know really what's going on with Don at the moment. It's just, I understand he's hurting and he's struggling, and I don't doubt he loves his kids quite a bit, but again, he hasn't really done anything to keep them safe or in a safe environment. And again, no judgment on them being country people and the way they live. I mean, a lot of people, one man's trash is another man's treasure, not. But I personally, again, I believe Don's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Something's bothering him. He's worried. He's definitely scared, and it's almost time. It could be in a year like Barry Morphew. It could be tomorrow. It's just depending on forensics and when everything comes in. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments whether if you think a family member didn't or you feel like somebody else did. All right, have a good one.